Hello, I would like to welcome to the Spec weekly portions about the Parasha. And right now we're going to continue with the portion of this week that is Bo. And in this portion, we're also having the idea of not to eating the chametz for Pesach and Passover. And we have it here, שבעת ימים מצות תאכלו, אך ביום הראשון תשביתו שאור מבתיכם, כי כל אוכל חמץ, וניכרת הנפש ההוא מישראל מיום הראשון עד יום השביעי. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread, howbeit the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses, for whoever eats unleavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. Okay, so this is very serious. And the second place we find that is so the idea that we're going to talk about is Shvi'i, the seventh, right? So here in the first part we write Hey Shin Vet Ayin Yud, and also in the second place where we find it Hashvi'i, in later on וישבתו העם ביום השביעי. So the people rested on the seventh day, meaning Shabbat. And in the third part, we find in ויקרא, והעברתם שופר תרועה בחודש השביעי, בעשור החודש ביום הכיפורים, והעבירו שופר בכל ארצכם. And the Shabbat procedure of the land shall be for the food for you, for thee, and for the servant, and for the maid, and for the third servant, and for the setter by the side that sojourn with thee. So on the seventh month that we are talking about the shofar, and here we having the Shvi'i, it is mentioned without the Yud. So meaning that it's written Hey Shin Bet Ayin Yud, instead of after Hey Shin Bet Yud Ayin Yud. Okay, so here we're having a missing Yud here, a missing mystery of the Yud. And according to one explanation, the Baal HaTurim says, whenever we don't have a Yud, and over there, and the root of the verse, it's not meaning the seventh, okay, but meaning the Shin Vet Ayin, okay, the meaning to be satisfied, satisfied. How we get here? So whenever we start a new year, we might make a new oath, okay, what we're going to do, what we are not going to do, to put up our plans. And according to the Talmud says, whenever a child is born, we are doing an oath that we're going to be a tzaddik and not rasha. Tiye tzaddik ve'al tiye rasha. Okay, but really, do we remember for this in our life, right? Okay, we don't. This is the oath we made before we born, and according to the everyday life, right? We might not necessarily recall this. That we're going to be tzaddik. So all our effort is going to have to be done to be a tzaddik. It's so do you think it's not worse to make an oath, right? So if you don't remember, so what is the whole idea? So basically, our soul has a journey. So our soul makes this oath to be a tzaddik, so to be a righteous. And therefore it's being to be satisfied by that. Then it's all his to be healthy when he's making this oath. And that's helping us, our soul, to be overcome our challenges. So this is the pushing force that cleansing our soul out of the negative things. So one of the determination of the soul is nefesh. Okay, this is the lower soul. This is the animalistic soul that is acting according to the urges. But we might not necessarily want to do oral action according to our animalistic soul. Okay, we have our higher souls that are helping us to overcome our more difficult challenges. So whenever we find the missing yud, that it is to be satisfied, like to eating matzah on the Shabbat and on the Yom Kippur. So we are having these stages that we are going through. So right, meaning Elul Tishrei, if the Yom Kippur, we are doing the tshuva. So it's we can do it every time, but this is like a special case that all people do tshuva. So meaning that we are going to do a certain commitment, what we're going to do better next year, okay, in the Hebrew calendaric year, in order to go in the path of God, right? What God's will, what our way also to be a tzaddik, okay? What we made an oath for. So this is one thing. When we're having on Shabbat, this is the 7th day of the week, okay, that we're going to be satisfied. The meaning we work all weekdays, right? But on that day we want to be fulfilled, okay, in order to overcome our challenges that we're having every day. So the Shabbat is this energy is the supplement that we gain to overcome our regular days. And on Pesach, when we don't eat chametz, only matzah, that matzah is the bread of the poor. So the chametz is one with an ego, with an egoistic thing, okay, and that is the base of the animalistic soul. So on these days, when we're eating the matzah, we are getting connected to our higher soul, okay. So that's what in these 3 stations that we go to. So this oath that we made before we were born is helping us to overcome our negative traits, to change them to positive. So this is what we have to work on. And that is going to be our own. Everyone is having their own Yetziat Mitzrayim, so we have to change something, right? Everyone is something different, what you have to improve, change. And because Mitzrayim, it's the land of it's a certain frame, and we want to expand that things, right? Okay, or we have to go beyond our boundaries. Okay, this is the part of our improvement, in order that we can go out of our prison that we created, like not in this lifetime, but we created previous lifetime. We receive it in this lifetime in order to improve, to change. So this is the way to get out. So in the next lifetime, we won't possibly get the same circumstances, situations. Okay, so if we are doing these steps, the Shekhinah, okay, it's going to help us, because this is what our duty here in this life. Okay, so made this oath. So this was for this week. Okay, a little ideas here that all we have to out of Egypt. It's not only the Egypt, but it's only our own Egypt, our own limitations. Okay, so don't forget about our own limitations, and I wish you to overcome about these limitations. And see you next week with the next weekly portion in the second book. Thank you.